Identify what the person who would be successful at that. Ooh, gents and ladies, if you're watching this, welcome back. We're back on the home turf in Ireland, but it doesn't feel like it. My God, the weather. It's 25 degrees and this car is a sauna. I should have left the window open to chill for a while. 2 drinks with me for today's lower session. Number 1, we have my Intrat. Number 2, something I'd never had. They're a bit of a scam. EAAs. Now, I only have them because I got them for free. But they are actually helpful in a diet phase. Obviously, as your muscle protein synthesis is lower. And I do have quite a gap between my last protein meal because my pre-gym meal is always protein-less. It's just carbs, straight carbs. So my last meal was a few hours ago. Also, between the whole session, getting home and everything, in a diet phase, you are already in that kind of catabolic state. So you don't want to be there for too long. So I'm just going to take EAAs. Do be careful though, because they do contain calories. Everything contains calories. Your electrolytes contain calories. Is there a lot in them? No. But, you know, if you're having 5 servings a day, which, you know, I have done before, each one roughly is about 10 calories. EAAs have calories. So just be cautious with them. You don't need to be, you know, super, but if you're having a few a day, I would standardize it and make sure that you're not just assuming there's nothing in them and then at the end of the day giving yourself like 50 calories extra. A smart way to do it, in my opinion, is to kind of set aside 50 calories for the things like this, for the things like your flavor powder, if you do use 0-cal sauce, like, you know, that barbecue sauce that I use, or the Heinz ketchup zero, you could weigh it, or again add it into that 50 calories of kind of extras that you call it. Now you have to be careful with them extras, because extras is not your dollop of milk, your knob of butter, your drop of oil. That needs to be tracked. I'm talking about the things that have minuscule calories, like, you know, 5 calories here, 11 calories, that add up, and at the end of the day it comes to around 50. Just a little smart tip. Anyway, it is a lower session, so yeah, I have my 25 grams trained by JP intro workout, cyclic dextrin, that is going to go straight into my blood, and I have the EAAs. I have 10 grams of that. Holy shit, smoked, like literally. Oh, I haven't been this fried, you know, I don't know how long, but what a session. Tough. Like, the deficit is starting to feel, maybe, I was going to say maybe it's coming off my face as well, but not just yet. Now it's only, remember, I need to remind myself 4 weeks, that's why I'm going kind of tough at it. But today I felt, I don't know if it's the food, obviously, I mean, that's a part of it. I'm still on decent enough carbs, 470 I think carbs, but the heat, I shouldn't have sunbathed all morning. Like, I was dehydrated before my fucking second set. I was like, oh, here I feel a bit like off. So that was dumb of me, even though, like, you can stay on top of your hydration, but just sitting in the sun like I did zapped me. So that was fairly stupid. All good though, still a good session. Did I progress on many movements? No. Maintained, but, you know, not a bad session. Only a bad session if you start regressing week upon week, not just one day. Remember, just because your weight fluctuates one morning, you wouldn't start panicking. Or would you? And just because you have one bad session doesn't mean, okay, I need to up my carbs. Okay, I need to do this. Sometimes it just come. It's about kind of nipping it in the bud there, and that is that. Gonna head home now, relax for a while. Usually I do my steps straight after, but I'm actually just zapped, so I'm just gonna do them later. Go on a nice evening sunset walk. So yeah, head home. Meal is 80 grams jasmine rice, 100 grams mango, 150 frozen prawn, and then a handful of spinach. You can tell by the mood, I'm happy, but, you know, I'm feeling it. So tomorrow's rest day is much needed, let's just say that. Welcome back. You kind of got interrupted there by me sipping on my new hydration. What did we get? We got, alongside the fresh red. Yeah, welcome. Did you ever call the dragon? What's that? Did somebody just come on in? But we got a few hydration things from this supplement order from, of course, no other than Pure Gains Nutrition. We got the Perform Hydrate. We got raspberry cherry. Excellent, the best flavour. We got fizzy bubblegum. Listen to this. Who would have thought 20 years ago you'd be sitting here like, I got fizzy bubblegum electrolytes, but they taste amazing, especially in this heat. For those who don't know, it's beautiful out. Your boy's getting a little tan on, but it's a good day. It was a good day until I was reminded of this. I don't know if I should even be showing this on camera. Fucking fine from the guards. I was on my phone through Towner Village, you know, just editing a little TikTok as I do, content creator and all that. And your man knocks him down. He was like, hey, and he was saying the whole way, you know those cultures that like act sound. He's a culture, meaning he comes to Dublin, so he thinks he has to be like this lad, you know, yeah, he's young in his 20s. Ah, yeah, no worries, sure. You heard me only. And then as I was pulling away, now you'll get 3 points out in the mail. I was like, what the fuck? So I got my points and 180 quid fee. Like, fuck them. So I have to go to the post office now, all because I was an absolute clown and decided to do that. My rest day antics, I have to go to the post office, pay my driver's fucking fee, send my permit in the post or some shit like that. Like, there's a lot of steps to it. I was just like, fine, I was in the wrong. Do it. Don't make me do all this shit. Then I have to sort my placement school for next year. My 3 schools, I have 1 week to do that. I also want to sort or have a look at where I want to go next week, because I think I am going to go abroad. Spoiler alert. And yeah, the diet is going well. Thanks for asking through the screen. Woke this morning on 181.2 pounds. So it's not going as quick, but no worries. I feel leaner. My performance is still going. Could I go a bit quicker? Yes, but that need isn't really there. I don't have that same kind of like, I need to be lean, as I did in previous years. And I'm happy anyway with the look. There you go. So here's how we are looking. And a little try. Yeah. Anyway, give him a bounce. I'm kind of sunburned from yesterday. Oh, I'm gonna pull you back up. I'm kind of sunburned. Oh, look at me here. I'm fucking scalded. Looks like your boy didn't learn anything in Portugal. No, I'm joking. I did. It's not burnt. Don't worry. I'm experienced with it, like I said before. Would you know I got a haircut though? Oh, I mean, talk about lucky. I can just sit here with my top off, getting my steps in literally my garden. So, first of all, but then I was also thinking on these walks, what's the easiest way to stick to something good? Like, do you know what, like, I feel like, I don't know, I'm always trying to think of things to talk about, but I was like, okay, well, everyone wants to know the one thing, and it's literally, it's so simple, but it's so hard. It's to not think about it. Like, the monotonous is what you call it, but like, when you think about it, you don't think all day about brushing your teeth. It's just something that happens. You don't think, the more you try to think about, the optimal tanning routine or anything like that, the less it happens. You just naturally do these things. So the more things that you can have aligned in your day-to-day that don't need thinking, such as your meal timings, such as your meal choices, such as hydration. Remember, for a habit to be easy to stick to, it has to be frictionless. There has to be so little steps between you and that habit. If that's something like hydration, you feel, okay, I don't drink enough water, the night before I'm just going to leave out 3 bottles of water in my fridge and I'll know to drink them. Or I'll have a big 2-litre bottle before 2 o'clock and a 2-litre bottle before I go to bed. That's 4 litres. Stuff like that just makes it so much more simple. I want to get into the habit of weighing myself a bit more. Okay, instead of having the weighing scales in the bathroom where no one actually uses it, I'm just going to put it by my bedroom door. So that means the first time, or the first thing when I wake up in the morning, that weighing scales is looking at me. I have no other option pretty much but to weigh myself. So it's just small things like that. Weather is insane though. Like, look at me, I'm just getting steps out in the back. It's gotten me so ready for summer, I'll tell you that much. Can't wait. I'm a big advocate for travel. Now, do they go hand in hand with bodybuilding? Maybe not. It's a lot harder to stay on track. Can it be done? Absolutely. You saw from my Faro vlog. It's about how much effort you're going to put into allowing it to be done. The easy thing would be to say, oh, I have no option, I have to do this, I have to go in there. Well, no. That's, again, you just kind of putting that barrier there. But when you go in with the mindset of trying your best to stay on track, it's a lot easier to do than you think. I went into running last year and I would say I stayed fairly on track, like from the tips I gave. Stuff like, obviously, choosing accommodation with your own cooking facilities, choosing to buy foods in the shop when you do land in the city, cook them on the first day, choosing when you're out to go for convenient things, not in a bad way, as in convenient things like, before anyone moans, cans of tuna and stuff like that. Like, it's just the small things. And for anyone going to Thailand, he scared the shit out of me. Did you hear that? The fella just fucking sprinted past me. Oh my god. Well, I wonder how my granny would feel knowing that my birthday money just went for my penalty points and my fine, but needs must, I paid it with cash because I was like, you know what, I'm getting rid of this cash. It doesn't feel the same as well. Like if I was to see that notification of 120 pop up, I'd cry. So that's paid. Next errands of the day. Oh, I'm zapped. I don't know what's up with my energy today. I hope I'm not getting some kind of, what's that shitty word called, sunstroke, but I feel like it's I fear it has hit me. I've been just sitting on my bed, which I don't recommend, and I can't remember, like, I was just thinking, like, when was the last time I did this? Because there's always like something to do, whether it's steps, work, content, editing a video or something. Like, not that I'm this, businessman who's fucking 24/7, but there's always something to do is what I'm trying to say. So I can't remember the last time I sat on my bed. And it's not good because I'm an advocate for your bed is for sleeping and only for sleeping. And here I am in the daylight sitting on my bed, like the worst thing to do. But it's a one day thing. Don't turn it into a bad habit, I suppose. What am I doing? I'm going to stop now. I'm going to get up. I'm going to cross the Liffey at the source. You don't want a habit to stick. You stop when you notice it first thing on. You stop when you notice it. I'd be such a hypocrite if I was to, sit there, talk about habits, talk about like how to instill habits, the importance of why it's doing, and then I notice a bad one, I speak about it, and I still don't do it. So I'm getting up. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, let's just say your boy is cooked. Oh my, your little diet update, it's hitting. Okay, so yesterday I had 2,750 calories. Still with 450 grams of carbs, so I don't know how I am so bad, but I think it's a mixture of the heat and just the lower calories, but I'm feeling it. Nonetheless, today was a beautiful session, really tough, and you really have to be in that zone, I feel. But single sets have been carrying me, knowing I have like one kind of chance to overload. Let's get the forearms in. Is beautiful. Honestly, it's very helpful for the mindset. Of course, your kind of mindset is a lot of things when you are dieting because your food isn't there to really back you up. So it's one of the things I do recommend is to tap into kind of being conscious of your thoughts, not wasting energy on stupid shit. Like, I'm all for chatting during sessions and being sociable, but sometimes you have to just lock in, not wasting energy on things like that. As weird as it sounds, if your goal is to maintain that muscle or even progress, remember you can progress in a deficit, it's just much harder. However, if you are new to lifting, you will have so much more room, and it's why I recommend By the way, that's the type of music I do listen to in top sets. Like that classical, makes you feel like you're in a fucking movie. You're nobody, Finn. Remind yourself that. But it's the, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the room for growing in a deficit for newbie lifters or just beginners in general is absolutely huge. So don't take what I'm saying here and be like, fuck a deficit. A deficit is perfectly fine for a lot of people, and it's generally recommended you're either at your maintenance calories and you're focusing purely on building strength there, or you're in a deficit. If like 99% of people should not be increasing their calories from where they already are. Like, who has not enough body fat to begin with, unless you are really skinny? I think focusing purely on maintenance and building strength and habits, or you get yourself into a small enough deficit and focus still on building strength. Oh, is it a beautiful evening? I actually feel that bit slimmer, Maybe the diet is coming through. I do think it is. Today was tough. One of the first really tough days, I suppose, of it. Where you're kind of like, again, falling on your why behind it, because when you align yourself with the identity and the kind of the why behind your goal, it becomes a lot easier. Remember, we shouldn't see it as kind of, this is the goal, this is what we should just see it as the systems that we put in place, and identify what the person who would be successful at that, what would it look like to be successful at weight loss, what would they do, and then that's how you refer to your day. You follow them steps that that person would do, i.e. they would, you know, prepare their meals in advance, they would know what they're having, they wouldn't binge because they felt a small urge, they would get their steps in even if they felt a bit tired. And then slowly, if you literally just follow this, you will get to your goal. And it's something, oh, little pusher cat, something that I definitely recommend, and something that I follow myself. Hello. Sidetrack. But it's something that I definitely recommend, and I do follow myself. It allows you to really stay on, not track, because I don't think you need to be always like so dialed in, but it allows you to kind of compose yourself. When you detach yourself, it's actually such a good tip to be able to detach from like who you are and just see it as a subjective person, almost be judging, be a coach of yourself. So what I mean by that is to detach from how you're feeling at the moment, compose yourself, and then remind yourself, okay, what are the actions that someone who is wanting to get to my goal, what would I advise them to do? And then you follow that. It's a lot easier than kind of trying to force yourself into this act of fake it till I make it and all that. If you actually just, you know, provide yourself with the proof that you are doing what is necessary. Don't be delusional. Give yourself the proof and everything will fall into place. Also, that is something that I used a lot during my binge eating era, as we're all probably aware of. I feel like I've mentioned that so many times now, but I mean, it is something that I think is underspoken of, something that can be gained value from experience, and something that people don't really touch on. So I just said, you know what, I'm not exactly ashamed, although like it does seem weird for people to see or like hear about, like unless you've kind of been there or stuff, like you're kind of like, what? But I mean, I know that there's people who are watching this who definitely have kind of issues with food, and like it's a very normal thing. So don't feel that it's not normal. Food is a big part of society. Food is a big part of how we live, how we act day to day. So don't see it as just like a, oh, like I'm probably weird for thinking like this. Food noise is a lot more common than you think. It was around this time last year I actually made, I'm looking back on my phone, my first like reveal on Instagram. Who remembers that, like that post, that story where I was posing in Ben Dunn changing rooms, tagged them, the pricks, hoping for a repost, and they never gave me it. I was like, fuck them. But yeah, a year ago today, it was weird. I posted that with the goal of getting into kind of, I was like, finally, that's the first kind of barrier, the fear kind of aspect of it. What did Martino say? You know that he used to say, fear is not the absence of courage, but the mastery of it. That's what he said. Remember Martino on TikTok? He was an absolute fucking goat. But and I remember him saying that, and there was one thing that I remember from that whole video, and I didn't even stick to it, so I stopped content after that. But here we are, we're back. So you know, here's a little tip: if you're scared to do something, hop out and do it. Here I am recording myself walking around my estate looking like a twat to all 104, possibly 5 subscribers by the time this gets uploaded. I am sweating. Oh my, my pecs are my weakest point. They have come up now thanks to the single arm pec tech that I am doing. Why is that good? You tell me in the comments. But you know that like good look you get post bath at night when you're like full of, it's weird because you wouldn't expect it, you're full of carbs obviously. Most people have their time when they do look good. For me, it's usually after meal 1. So I'm not like full of food, but I still have them carbs in me. For other people, it could be at the end of the night. Usually that's not the case for me. I look worse first thing in the morning, fasted. Just always really flat. However, right now, I am liking the look of the post-bath Look, isn't it like... Just gives off that illusion. Remember, bodybuilding is an illusion, guys. But yeah, I'm feeling good. Good day of dieting. Today we had a small bit more than I should have. I'm wearing retainers, so as you can tell, it's probably time for bed. It is, I don't have my watch on me, I charged it overnight. I think 11:30. I don't know. I don't even have my phone here. There's nothing to charge it on. Talk about real guys. But a good day of dieting. I finished up on... this is pissing me off. I finished up on 3,000 calories. It was meant to be 2,850, but I treated myself to some extra strawberries. But no harm. Not too worried. Why? Because I'm still in a deficit. Remember, my maintenance was tracked and I stuck to that to a fucking T all year round. So I knew my maintenance was around 3,600-ish. You're never going to know to the exact point, but I knew around that is when I was hovering at that same body fat level. So anything under that and you're pretty much effectively losing weight. So 3,000, is it a massive deficit? No, but it's still a deficit. So it's still a win. Remember, count your wins. They are important. But yeah, I was going to have another conversation, a more like deep one about how my day went and how like I'm feeling grateful, but it would sound so goofy with these gnarlers in. So I'll see y'all in the morning when we get back to it. Tomorrow is a rest day and it is going to be 2,800 calories. I'm bumping them up actually tomorrow because I'm having a long day. Remember, for me personally, if I know like there's a social event, I'll have extra calories. For me, it works because if I'm trying to restrict myself and something comes up or like food is there, I end up going over. So if I have to give myself 100 calories extra and stay on track, I'd much rather, this is so goofy, I would much rather that than trying to restrict, trying to be in that headspace. I then have a small fuck up that turns into more. So on social events, or a little tip, if you are someone who is prone to going off for, if you're finding your routine, I suppose, and that routine kind of goes off track and that's a signaling that environment is like, all right, I fucked it, I need to go. Come back up to maintenance or come back up to a higher level where you're not suffering and it'll become a lot easier. I don't know if you can see that. That weather's gone back to shit, meaning Finn McDermott is gone. He's out of here. Come next week, I'm going. Why am I sitting here? This is like the opposite side of my kitchen. Yeah, going either Seville or Morocco. I think it's going to be Seville because remember, I'm going to Thailand in 3 weeks' time. Where's my watch? I charged my watch overnight. Need to try that on. And I need like a chill. Why am I wearing headphones in the house? I need like a chill enough holiday because like I'm going Asia. That's not chill. So Morocco, and as well, as bad as it might sound, while I'm dieting. I never understand when people are kind of like dieting and try fit. I know you can fit everything in, and like if I want to, I could, but I find it easier and just knowing that, it's, stress-free. And if I'm going to Morocco, I want to enjoy it fully. I want to be doing loads of shit. I want to be trying loads of food. I want to be trying the flatbreads, the hummuses, the meats, all these things that Morocco is kind of known for. And realistically, I know when I get over there, I wouldn't. I could say to myself, like, yeah, I'll do it. But like, if the option is there of going to a shop and just buying the food that I will, I know I'll do that. And I'm okay with that because, it's something that I enjoy doing and it's something that I'm not going to really change. So somewhere kind of familiar like Spain, cheap enough, I'm probably just going to go for a hostel or a guest house. I like them because you get the best of both worlds. You still get to meet people, but you are also having your own private room. Nothing worse. Like imagine having one snore. All you need is one snorer. And if you don't know, I hate people who make sounds when they first of all sleep, eat. Yeah, that's mainly it. Sleep and eating. I don't mind the sound of like drinking. Like some people hate that, but sleeping, any sort of breathing, my brain once it catches onto that pattern, I won't be able to let it go. So sleeping in hostels is a bit of a bitch. So guest rooms or guest houses are good. They also have a kitchen so you can cook all your shit. They have usually lounges. They have people there that you can meet. And yeah, rest day today, much needed as I said. But I need to organize what I am doing, where I am going, And that's that. This has been the weirdest, most uneventful vlog. But like, people are sick of. I'll probably next video I'm gonna do another rundown on what I eat in a day. Probably training day, because the last one was rest day. It literally hasn't changed, so you get bored if I just keep doing the same shit. I am going to Aldi now. Aldi is the new shop. I still think Dunn's is better, but Aldi have the prawns, the perfect size bag. I have one bag and then prawns per serving. So I'm gonna go down there. I need prawns, potato, coffee capsules, bananas, and that's it. I think salmon I still get in Dunn's, the skinless salmon, the goat, and the sourdough I still get in Dunn's, even though my sourdough is pretty much non-existent now because it's been taken out for this current phase. Small drop this morning, so I was 180.8, so it is coming very slowly, but again, no worries. The deficit isn't that big. I am looking leaner. I'm happy with how I'm looking, so I'm not just going to force that. Remember, I'm training for bodybuilding, okay? My strength, if it goes down, I'm cutting the plug. It's not worth, like, I'm not hopping on stage. It's not like when you have a stage, you've like no option. You have to get conditioning. Like, you need to be conditioned. So next year, when that time does come, that's the ultimate goal, condition. Now, obviously, muscle retention as much as possible. But like for a general cut, it's not worth, like, think about how slow it is to build muscle, how long it takes, how many months you're trying to go in, overload. It's not worth to lose that for a cut, to like, drop your calories so low. I do think aggressive dieting is there and it's useful, especially if you have other things in check, like I do. Look at me. I don't have a full-time job. I work from home. I can decide when I go to the gym. I can decide when I wake up. Now, I still do wake up at the same time because of the routine and stuff, but it's in like, there's nothing that would interfere there. There's no stress. There's no one saying like, come in at, you're starting at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Like, there's none of that. So everything is up to me. So that's why for certain contexts, aggressive dieting can be used. Not everyone's in the same boat. Not everyone has the luxury of doing this. People might also, even if you're doing things like working in a pub or whatever, you're expending tons of energy. It's all over the place. Everything is standardized for me. I get 16k steps every day. I wake up at the same time every day. I have the same meal timings. I've decided, like, everything is under my control, and I'm very grateful for that. So that is the rundown. I'm gonna go to Aldi now, get them bits. Rest day, like I said, very much needed. I'm heavily thinking of changing to full body for this diet phase, because the frequency of it is just beautiful. And that rest day, remember, like, the damage that you do accumulate from session to session will build up, and that will only hinder your ability to produce more force. So I am thinking of it. I did it in Spain, or was it in Spain? No, sorry, Faro, Portugal, and I fucking loved it. So it might be back on the cards. But yeah, wish me luck.